so let's work our way through this virus cycle that we see here. And the first thing I'd like you to do is check out this title, The Life Cycle of a Virus. And what I'd like you to do right away is take this life, and I want you to cross it out, okay? And the reason for that is we know that viruses are not living. So it's going to be the virus cycle here, okay? But life suggests that the virus is living, and we know that that's just not the case. So I crossed out my life, right? So it's labeled the cycle of the virus. And we're going to use the terms here at the bottom, right, to label up this cycle. And what we are seeing is how this virus has, in this case, attached itself, right? So we're going to put attach in this box here, attached itself to the host cell. Okay, so the first thing we have is we've got our, this is this cell, right? So the yellow area is the cell, and we can see the virus particle on top of the bacterial cell here. This is a bacteriophage, and what's happening at this spot right here, of course, is the bacteria is attaching itself to the the virus is attaching itself onto the bacterial cell. Okay, so we're just going to have attachment in our box here. The next thing that happens is the bacteriophage, right, is going to inject its DNA or its RNA into the bacterial cell. And we see that happening here in the next step. So that's going to be penetration. And then once the DNA is inside of the host cell, now the host cell reads the DNA from the bacteriophage and starts to do biosynthesis. Okay, so it's making the little parts of the virus. Right, so it's assembling new virus particles that we see here. And then once the virus particles start to build up inside, they wind up getting released. We can see that here in the last step. Sorry for that. Okay, and so now this bacteria is going to release new particles, and they're going to be able to then go and infect new cells. So again, we've got our bacterial cell here. The bacteriophage is this in purple. It's attached itself onto the bacteria. It penetrates down into the bacterial cell, inserts its DNA. The bacterial cell's machinery builds new virus particles. They get put together, assembled inside the bacteria, and then they're released to then go and infect new cells. This is how viruses cycle, right? So how they go from just a few virus particles to lots and lots of viruses in an infected host.